That's a very high-tech alligator call. You can tell they're super vicious animals, which, banging on the cooler, I know you're probably wondering, why we do that. Alligators are really good, what we call association animals. So they associate time. So you'll notice a few of them. Fetch started gathering up a little while ago, so they know it's 11 o'clock. They associate places, so they know what happens here, specifically in front of the bleachers. But more importantly, sound is a big factor in what lets them know when it is time to eat. I could whistle, I could clap my hands, I could stomp my feet, but you'll notice you stay. I'm the only guy with a cooler, so that is a sound that is pretty unique to us. Now, Fetch, good boy Pee-wee. Every alligator on this side of the fence is what's called a nuisance alligator, which nuisance alligator doesn't mean that they're man-eaters. Fetch doesn't mean that they're menaces to society. It means that's an alligator that was not a welcome inhabitant in his environment. So if they're hanging out around swimming areas, like my man Jack over here in the water, they're going to be nuisance alligators. If it's a situation like my man Captain Crunch in the back of the swamp, he just developed a certain fondness for what we call Labrador retrievers. He was my number one Labrador retriever. But a lot of it is the creeks, it's the swamps. These places are now waterfront property, so the alligator loses out. But the good news is, what's up, Jumper? Once they are here, they get to live out their days, eating pork chops, chasing us around. It's a pretty good life. Fetch, Pee-wee, or not. He's like, it's a long walk. Now, when we talk about the life expectancy or life stages of an alligator, these animals can live a pretty good while. In the wild, they live about 50 years. Now, 50 years in the wild compared with about mid-70s in captivity. And the reason they can live longer once they get to hang out with us, it's what we call resource availability. Alligators, they get pretty competitive with each other, so they will naturally compete, what's up, Prince Eric, for resources. Now, one important resource is food. We feed one of the most aggravating animals on the planet, what's up, Pickles, known as the feral pig. So if you don't have feral pigs where you live, trust me, you're going to get them. So we have an unlimited food supply, so it takes out all this constant fighting. Secondly, this time of year, these guys and girls are going to, well, more the fellas than the ladies, are going to compete, with the ladies. Now, we have about a 4-to-1 male to female ratio. That is actually very good. So we take out a lot of those knockdown, drag out battles, which consequently cuts down on injuries, cuts down on stress, which means you just get to lay around, you get fat, and you get old. So it's kind of what I'm working on right now. So a lot of my alligators, like Pee-wee here, what's up, Pee-wee? He'll probably outlive me. He may have something to do with it when he gets bigger, but hey, whatever works. Now, you notice I get in pretty close proximity to my alligators. Now, are alligators fast on land? Sure. Can they run, faster than I can? More than likely, but I'm pretty maneuverable. But their speed is not designed to chase anything down. Their speed is designed to get away from something and retreat to the water, which is where these animals truly make a living. Right here at the water's edge, what's up, Rambo, is where these animals do what they do. And, they can take that very powerful tail, open up, they can get about a half of their body length out of the water. Now, they're not so much vertical, they're more horizontal jumpers. And then they just take those extremely powerful jaws, what's up, George, and then grab said creature, and then just use that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or like some of our biggest guys, 900-pound plus frame, to drag that animal back into the water. So you don't have to worry about zigging or zagging. If an alligator chases you, just climb a tree, wait it out. After 20 minutes, he'll leave you alone. Now, when we talk about and how strong an alligator's bite can be, we take little guys, like that little fella right there, Fetch, or not. He's barely 7 feet, but an alligator that size is going to have a bite force of about 400 to 500 pounds of force. Now, when we talk about force versus pressure, a lot of times you hear that term PSI, or pounds per square inch, thrown out there to make things sound more impressive. 2,000 PSI is the equivalent if you were signing your name to a piece of paper and the tip of that pen pressing down on a piece of paper. So again, 2,000 PSI is not that impressive. When we talk about force, that's the equivalent of weight. So like my man Prince Eric over here, which I'll see if I can get this rather large fellow aired out. He's right at almost 13 feet. He's like 12, 11 and 3/4. So I'm gonna short him 1/4 of an inch just because. But at 10 feet, come on, Prince Eric, up and at him. They can bite on average about 2,000 pounds of force. Now, that's like if we went to the parking lot, we pick a car, and then we just took that entire vehicle and dropped it on your arm, leg, head. Now,